Hey everyone, welcome to Adjusting Success. This week we are open for questions. There's a lot of stuff. You guys are good with the private DMs and sending me emails. Some great questions popping up. Let me know if you have them. If you're live here, let's ask them live so we can all learn together. Otherwise, these videos are being recorded and saved. Makes me wonder if I should be doing the recordings. Is that why you guys don't come on live? Is because you just watch them later? I'm not sure. But if you have any questions about marketing in general, let's ask them now. If you're not ready for 2025 and you don't have your marketing calendar ready, what are you doing? It's time. It's December. It's time to have your entire 2025 planned out. Let's do that. Maybe we'll do a webinar on marketing calendar for 2025 and hold you to standards and accountable for 2025 so that you can succeed. But if you haven't have any questions about marketing, pop in. I've got the chat open on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and the Marketing 101 group. So if you have any questions, interrupt at any time and I will answer them. Otherwise, I'm going to dive into niche marketing or laterals that you can be doing in your practice. I've been getting a few different questions recently in the last week or two, specifically about niche marketing and neuropathy to be specific. And we can dive into this and get into this in case you do have some laterals in your office and other things that you do. Listen up, because there's a system and procedure manual to everything. You got to create them custom to your office. So many of you do little things. Think about the little things that you have, maybe soft wave, shock wave, class 4 laser, decompression, neuropathy, weight loss, whatever these little side functional medicine, whatever these side things that you're doing in your office. You need to have a system and procedure to each and every one of them. And I think we take little things for granted, like shockwave, class 4 laser, decompression. We take those things for granted. We think all we have to do is just apply the modality and we're ready to rock and roll. We're treating them like any other modality, like ice, heat, ultrasound. They're not the same. These things can be major laterals in your business, unlike ice packs. No one ever said, hey, let me tell you about the ice pack procedures that will make you millions of dollars. It's not going to happen that way. So you may have some tools in your office that you can truly focus and lateralize in your office, making them a niche thing. As chiropractors, we give out too much. We do too much. We give away too much. We're the only ones that care about giving our patients a discount or doing the little things in our office when all other businesses don't. If they have promotions out there, if they have coupons out there, and a customer shows up to their business without the coupon or without mentioning the promotion, the people that work there don't automatically give them the promotion saying, hey, by the way, did you know we have 25% off pizzas today? So I'm going to give you 25% off this pizza you just ordered. They don't do that. You have to bring up the coupon or the QR code or the thing that you saw online or your email and present it to them. And they have to see it and they read it. They may ask for to scan it. They may do something to prove to give the discount. But as chiropractors, we're like, hey, by the way, I just gave Nancy, a Medicare thing. I'm going to give it to you at the same rate. I don't know why we do that stuff. So anyways, when you're marketing the things that you do, let's pick like class 4 laser or a shockwave or something along those lines. You can build systems and procedures around this. And I think a lot of the companies that sell these units and devices tell you the potential of what you could do with this. They say, hey, you add this to your office, you'll make an extra $50,000 a month. Wow, that's a bold statement. But anyways, it's because you need to apply the systems and procedures to it. So whatever you're going to bring in niche marketing, let's say it's neuropathy, shockwave, whatever it may be, you have to have a clear-cut system to this. Each patient is different. You're going to customize each plan to them, but the system is very simple and should be very laid out to your entire team when you're doing this. Is when somebody comes in and they do qualify for, let's pick one of them. What did I say? Class 4 laser. They have acute inflammation, tendinopathy, whatever it may be. You're like, they're just a perfect case for this acute care. I'm going to bundle this with the care that they have because you're following the same procedure for everyone. They come in, they get a full and thorough examination. You're doing your full examination diagnostics, whatever it may be, scans, x-rays, whatever it is you do in your office. You do this, you find the course of chiropractic care that they need because of the things that you find, whether it's subluxation, postural distortion, biomechanic restrictions, whatever it is. They may need some chiropractic adjustments, manual therapies, whatever it is. And then you're like, hey, by the way, for this tendinopathy in your elbow, I have a class 4 laser that helps immediately reduce pain and inflammation. I'm going to bundle this together for you. Let's try it today on your visit, whatever you want to play with that. And you're going to bundle a care plan together for them. If you know that tendinopathy of the elbow does well in 4 to 6 visits, then you add 6 visits to their plan in cold laser or class 4 laser, whatever it is that you have. You add the $50 per visit to that, times 6, $300 to the plan. This is how you lateralize and bundle the things in your office. If you don't do this, what you end up having is a bunch of modalities that you make no money off of, that you're using and giving away for free to the patients to get them better. But it costs you money to buy those things. We just bought $31,000 class 4 laser, K laser. We have the 60-something thousand dollar red light bed. We've got $20-something thousand used CBCT unit. I mean, those things cost $50K. All these things that you have, who's going to pay for this? The $65 adjustment you're giving out? How many times, so these are the things you need to do. And if you're going to lateralize, it's really important. The point I'm trying to make is you're going to need to have complete systems for this, because that's how you're going to make your money, by doing and bringing in other modalities and laterals in your business. Let's go to spinal decompression. A lot of the people that I've learned from, colleagues, mainly colleagues, I ask them, what's going on, is very different than the people that are doing high volume or high value with these same modalities. So it's interesting to have the perspective on both. Colleagues will tell me, hey, you want to give them, you want to add this to your practice, charge this much per visit, and you'll make more money. When you talk to the systems and procedures people in this, they tell you how to do this. Not only do you need to do that, you need to understand the equipment that you buy in and out. You need to study it very well and become an expert on it, because that certainty transpires to your patient, and it's an easier sell because you know everything about it and you can talk it up. So that's number one. You need to understand everything. You need to understand all the settings and how to use this technology properly. Once you understand the settings and technology properly, now you're, again, certainty transpires to the patient, and they're more than likely to trust and buy from you. So that's the amazing thing about these things. So like my spinal decompression unit, still learning about all the procedures on it and when to do this. And we've realized we're under treating our patients, which long-term doesn't give them the amazing results that they get. And the handful of patients that have had amazing results are ones that have continued to use decompression over longer periods of time. I'm just giving you different examples of the things that I have personal experience with. So decompression all depends on the severity of the injury that they're coming in from. So if you have a new patient with a newer pain and you send them out for an MRI, which you should, to see the damage of it, and you see disc radiation, you see disc bulges, whatever it is, they need to come in with acute low back pain, severe low back pain. You put them on this machine 5 times a week. Man, I didn't know that. I was starting them off at 3. I thought that was a lot, giving them 24 hours in between. But the literature that supports all advanced decompression machines, all of them, DRX 9000, the DOC table, Chattanooga tables, all these tables show that an acute hot low back with confirmation on MRI of a disc herniation or disc bulge should be on there 5 times a week until pain subsides. And that can be subsides on a VAS scale in any way, shape, or form, from an 8 to a 5, whatever. Then you can start to decrease it. Then there's protocols in the machine built into these machines, especially like the DOC and DRX 9000, that are built into them to help you along those pain mapping systems. So once I learned this, now the results are so much better. And then you're so much more confident. You close more plans. You get more people on the machine. Your team's behind it. It works so much better than just guessing. And I'm just explaining my 17 years with you. Early on, it was fake it till you make it. And man, it's a struggle the longer you go. And sometimes you get lucky and you succeed, and then you're faking it for longer than you really should. So don't do that. So 5 times a week, then it goes down to 4 times a week, then 3 times a week, and you're stuck at 3 times a week with a different protocol that dives right into decompression a lot quicker. So mine's all programmed. You go into the K1 protocols, yada, yada, yada. You're pulling this, and then you're documenting with the patients based on their results and changing it visit by visit on the pound. So it's not as easy as plug and play. Not as easy as plug and play. Same thing with class 4 laser. They have set protocols in there. You put them in for tendonitis. Somebody like me, a little bit thicker, you might want to change manually the modality for deeper penetration or more stimulation. All these new technologies have so much more to them. They've come a long way. So my first step is understand it. And this conversation today on adjusting success was based on a lot of neuropathy. People reaching out to me saying, "Hey, you know a little bit about neuropathy." Or running it in practice and marketing it. I'm like, yes, but here, let me tell you my story. I dove into it blindly. This is why I'm good at it now. I failed. I had Medicare patients over the age of 65 coming to me and being like, I tried that. So I would do the infrared on their feet. I would do a sensory exam on their feet. I would do the cold test, hot test, get all the sensory mapping of the dermatomes, the pain, the neuropathy, where it's at. I would take an x-ray of their low back to rule out stenosis, subluxation, yada, 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 sciatica. I would ask for MRIs. They would already have them. I would present them $5, $8, $10,000 plans. And they look at me and they'd be like, yeah, I've done all that. I've tried all that. I went to this person down the street. I did this. I'm like, oh, did work? Like, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that phospholipid thing that you said there. But other than that, I did it. And I'm like, wow. And I learned really quickly. And they're like, oh, and I paid $14,000 for that. I was like, yeah, okay, you paid more somewhere else. Yeah, yeah. And I was like, and then I learned the hard way, not through failing, but the patients telling me straight up that, I've done this. It doesn't work. And I was like, oh boy, hang on a second. Let me do some research. And then started taking on the winners through my patients that came in. I'm like, hey, you may have neuropathy. So instead of doing the marketing and getting a bunch of people coming in when I wasn't an expert in it was a big no-no. So then as I was diagnosing it with my patient, like this could be neuropathy as well, sent them for blood work, did the microcytic anemia stuff, made sure they didn't have it, liver panel, make sure they weren't bogged down, then put them through the procedure. And the procedures for neuropathy, there's only so much modalities you can throw at them. Chiropractic adjustments for sure, with or without flexion distraction. If they have any type of stenosis or compression in the lower back, you have to address that with the chiropractic care immediately through spinal decompression, proper adjusting, and trying to move the retrolisthesis in some way, shape, or form to improve a little bit of the spinal stenosis to make sure that the neuropathy is not being affected primarily or secondarily from that. That was huge. And a lot of people got better just with chiropractic. That was amazing. That's pretty cool too. But the ones that have true neuropathy are tough. And then what you need to do is just stimulate nerve healing with this through this whole protocol. So these patients should be working with you for at least 6 months to get this. And it's intense. And then we coupled at-home red light therapy. We'd either give them a device that they could buy and take home. It's a boot system or a pad system that they would put on there. There's a lot of them on there. Whether they're good or bad pads, doesn't matter. Just the constant light to the foot, especially an extremity like the foot or the hand, works well. The literature supports it really well. There's pure penetration in the foot or the limb, and it continues to spur blood flow to the nerve endings, which is amazing. But if the blood doesn't have the proper nutrition to it, then we pumped in functional medicine into our program as well. There you go. I can get into more details if you guys are questioning that. I can get into that for you. This could be a whole neuropathy talk if you want, but ask the questions. If you have anything about marketing, that's where we're going with all this, is just being very good at what you do. Understand, I know you guys do, but you can always go a little bit more. You probably understand what I'm saying. How many of you read the whole manual of your device from front to back? That's what I'm saying. Understanding the power that you're bringing into your practices is really important, rather than just going off of the fad of what other people are saying. Hey, buy a SoftWave machine, it'll bring $50,000 a month to your practice. That should never be good enough for you to be like, oh, I should do that, right? Because you got to read your demographic, you got to read your patient base. And if you have good marketing, good email lists, you buy anything and you truly believe in it and understand it, you just hit the send button, boom, 10 new patients the next week that will sign up and do this because of your marketing skills. That's how this all ties together. Any questions about any marketing, anything whatsoever? It reminds me, we should do a 2025 marketing boot camp. We'll do that live on Adjusting Success. I'll send out an email, live webinar. I'll have it pre-recorded and then sent out via email so people can watch it anytime. But if you're live on that one, we can actually do your marketing calendar live for next year. We can talk about what you do in your office. I may or may not know you. And then we can learn about your niches, your modalities, and then set up the calendar for next year. And you can have an awesome 2025. So that sounds like a great idea. Any questions whatsoever? I'm looking at the Marketing 101 group. No comments. Facebook, no comments. YouTube, no comments. Okay, that's all right. Questions? I'll wait for a couple minutes. You guys have any questions? Let me know. Whatsoever. We'll refresh the page. Good. Okay. That's niche marketing, is truly understanding it. Once you have the component and you've tested it in your office, you create the systems. And the systems were very simple. It's like the spinal decompression system I told you. Knowing if it's acute and severity is what makes the plan. So then I can sit down, this person has had other care before, PT, whatever it is. They have recent MRIs. It looks like they have a herniation. They're potentially surgical. We have a last minute option to try and help this person. I'm going to put together 5 for the first week, 4 for the second week, 3 times a week for a few weeks. So what are we at now? Already 24 visits. Then, maybe twice a week until we get full absorption. And I have pre and post MRIs and x-rays showing those patients that I was talking about, their disc height's increasing and the size of the bulge is decreasing. It's amazing stuff. So we have some power in there. By knowing this, so boom, right there, 24, 30 visit spinal decompression on top of a 24 visit chiropractic plan. Now you got like this 50 visit plan of, $80 a visit. Times 2. These plans can be $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. I'm telling you, your case value average can go up. And you'd be like, Enrico, do you do those? Yes, we do them. 60, 50, 40 visit plans bundled with decompression. The most for class 4 laser I've done is 12, coupled with chiropractic care or whatever it is. The neuropathy option is amazing because now you have all these tools that you can bundle with it. And that's how you can easily get 9, 10, 11K more for these cases because, one, they've tried everything. They want to get better. They're suffering. They will do this. And if you're doing this over the course of 8, 9, 10, 12 months, you divide $10,000, it becomes $800 something a month. People are like, I can try and make that work, or they'll make it work. They'll make hundreds of dollars work. But once you get over the $1,000 a month mark, I find you got to have the right demographic for that, which works as well. If you have answers and they trust you, I always tell my patients, I want to make sure you get results. I can't guarantee the results, but I guarantee the results. Otherwise, I don't want to upset. My reputation is number 2 on the list. Your health's number 1. My reputation is number 2. I want to make sure you get results. We're not going to string this on if it's not getting better. You should be continuously getting better and noticing improvement as we go through this. Otherwise, there's no reason you need to do a 10-month plan if you're not getting better. And they're like, oh, phew. So that usually takes the skepticism away. And that's how you get these, but we've done them and they do work. The patients tell my new associates too that we onboard on our team. We tell them, hey, is it better to see someone 5 times or is it better to see someone 55 times or 555 times? And they're like, I guess more. I'm like, why do you guess more? Of course, the more cracks at the bat that I get, the more the chances of a home run I'm going to hit, right? So yes, so PVA matters as well. So all these things matter. It's not about the money. It's about how well you can help them. And when you bring in these modalities and these laterals in your business, you deserve to charge more. Remember that. You're not charging more to make more money. You deserve to charge more because you're taking the risk and the expertise to give this to your community as a leader in healthcare in your community. Damn straight you deserve to be paid more for what you do. You're taking the risk of the machines and the depreciation of the machines. These are eventually going to break down. You're going to have to buy new ones, right? Like this stuff all has to be thought about, just like a surgeon. People go to them, they pay for the surgery. There's a copay, the insurance pays them there's a payment for this, for their expertise and what they do and the risk of doing this without hurting the patient, right? So that's the thing too. These are the little things. So don't worry about how you're going to get paid. They will pay, but the certainty is the key. So the docs that we help that don't do well with their laterals is because they're not very certain on them, even with weight loss and things like that. They're just like, no one's really signing up for the weight loss, or I do one or two off, maybe we do like we onboard one new patient a month or something like that, something low. It's because they're dabbling in it and not really taking the time to learn and be master at that modality or whatever it is, system or the functional medicine program that you're doing or the weight, whatever it is. That's the thing that we got to take time on. So if you don't have the time, or you're not going to dedicate time to mastering these side laterals, they're not going to be successful. You have to have the time. That's what I learned as well. So by having the associates in my practice, they opened up time for me to do this stuff, which really, really helps. So that's how you do that. Any questions about anything? I just started talking about laterals because those were the questions that I was getting. Brought up a few different examples. I hope that helps you. Neuropathy, spinal decompression, class 4 laser, weight loss. I try to touch as many of them as you guys do or that I've heard, functional medicine. But if you have any specific questions, now's your time. You got me for a few more minutes. What do we want to talk about? Anything that you're tackling right now in marketing that you have a question about? Anything that you can go completely turn this conversation in any direction you want. We're live. We're live on YouTube. You can ask me anything you want. Nothing on the 101 group. Dr. Jamie, as always, here. Thanks for watching. What about YouTube? Anything on YouTube? We good? What are you guys working on? Need any help with anything? Looking good. Let's go to YouTube. YouTube, switch account. Live here. No questions. Good. Yeah. StreamYard is good. It tells me where the questions are. Perfect. Great, guys. Okay. Well, if that's all you got, you can ask me questions anytime. Let me know if you have any marketing questions whatsoever. And I'm here for you. Oh, more and more people are popping up. What's going on? Questions? If you're not running ads, I don't know why, right? If you're not running Facebook ads, I have no clue what you're doing. Right? They work. They're, I think they're going to be better in 2025. Whatever Meta's doing is they're really zoning in on the people that are advertising and really trying to get impressions and reach out there, which is pretty cool. So some of the systems that we've been working on where we're like, hey, try to test 3 or 4 videos at a time may not be the best strategy anymore, because what ends up happening is Facebook will choose for you and run with one, when video 2 or 3 may be just as good as number 1, but you'll get a sense that, 1 was the one that wins, 3 is not good. Hang on a second. So when you're testing ads against each other, especially videos, don't discredit the ones that are losing. Take the winner, let it run, get the frequency up to where you need to get it to, get as many leads as you can out of it. And once it starts to dip, turn on the second best ad and test that one. You'll notice fairly quickly within 7 days if it's going to be on pace with the first one. If it starts to outperform the first one, you just created another ad that's going to run for you moving forward. And once that one starts to go down, you test video 3. So instead of running 4 videos all at the same time, this is what I'm catching on with Facebook, is now I think that because they're picking and choosing, they're never really getting the data. They're going to say data limited or limited, learning limited, because they're not testing all 4 and shooting them out to the same reach and demographic. Impression. They're not getting the same impressions and reach as the first video. I hope that makes sense. So what we used to teach, especially early on, January 2024, was run a few ads and test them against each other, almost like an A/B split, where you didn't need to do that, and you'd see the winner, which was great. But you would also see that the reach and impressions were about the same, and at some point you'd get a winner. You'd have 3 videos or 2 videos. The reach and impressions were about the same. The ad spend was about the same, but you would have one ad that got 16 leads and the other ad that got 1 and the other one that got 0. And you were like, oh, the 16 lead one is the winner. And it was. Now you'll see that the impressions and the reach are not even going to go with the other videos. You're going to have the one that runs that's getting you your leads, but may not be the best one out of the 4 videos. Does that make sense when you're testing stuff? So retest. So you got to retest. So you run that frequency. You're like, okay, I'm getting $29 leads. Hits a higher frequency 2 and above. You turn it off. You run the second video. Whether it was a winner or loser doesn't matter. And then you can watch that over 7 days and see if it's on the same trend as the other one, because the other one was getting 7 leads a week, and then this one's getting 2, and you're like, no, it's not working. I'm going to go to video 3. Turn that one off, go to video 3, monitor for 7 days, keep the ad spend the same, and that's how you do it. That's it. You guys are all pros now. I can retire, right? I don't have to do any more YouTube videos. No. Questions? Anything? Anything? I'm here for you. You guys can reach out anytime. Everyone that asked me those questions about neuropathy and spinal decompression over the last week, it's because that's why I'm doing the video, because they asked me the questions, but I already had reached out to them. I already messaged them or emailed them or talked to them and gave them the answers, the specific answers that they were looking for. So I'm like, man, on Monday, I'm going to do adjusting success on laterals and niches, because those were the questions I was getting this week. So they already got their answers. So that's why they're probably not on the video. But for the rest of you, if you want anything live here, I mean, we can screen share, we can pop up Meta, we can pop up Google, we can pop up anything right on the screen, and we can learn as we go. That's the point of this. In other words, I'm getting bored doing these. Make them more fun for me. Any questions? We're going to wrap it up here. Anything going on? Oh, thanks, Dr. Julie. Appreciate that. Anything going on? I'm here for you every Monday. Monday, December 23rd. Give me a break on that one, okay? I'll see you. I'll see you except that day. Or maybe I will. My in-laws are here. Maybe I will. Who knows? Aside from that, I'm here for you every Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Marketing 101 for Chiropractors group. Join it. Ask questions in there. Marketing 101 for Chiropractors podcast every week dropping. And the last 5 guests on that one have been absolutely amazing. Go listen to Vince Mitchell on the Disney experience. The guy worked at Disney and now runs his own companies based off Disney experiences. So he has a window cleaning business, a carpet cleaning business, and all he does is he's the most expensive in his town. He does the fewest jobs per day. He makes the most profit, all because of the Disney experience. Listen to these things. These guys are amazing. I had an AI guy on there and how you can record everything that you do, like everything that you're talking about. And AI will pretty much script you and script your day and pretty much create systems, procedures on everything that you say. It's all HIPAA compliant because it's yours, and it'll never post any patient names in there. And it won't record what the patient says. Just a bunch of guys. It's a pretty cool world that we're in. Learn about this stuff and listen to the podcast, and then contact these people. They're amazing. They're amazing people. I keep dropping some great guests on here as well. And then if you need any help with coaching, just reach out to me. Just reach out to me first. Sometimes I'm not the best fit, and I'll find you the right. I'll be like, hey, this program is better for you. Go join this group, or this coach. Go talk to this coach. This is all they do. They're way better at this. Whatever it is. Go talk to Sean Dill. Go talk to whatever it is, whoever's best for you. We can refer you to that and get you the right coach or the right system or the right procedure. So you come to me and ask me about marketing or groups. What do you think about this one? What do you think about this one? I'm like, hey, this one's not bad. What's your goal? You're like, this is my goal. I'm like, that's not for you. Super expensive. Most people don't last when they go in for this. The success stories for this had this type of a setup, and they're like, oh no, I don't have associates and that volume and 2 CAs, and they're like, I'm a solo doc. I'm like, yeah, not a good system for you. So whatever it may be, I try and guide you in the right direction. It's not always me. I'm not always the best fit. But I love helping you guys. It's so much fun. It's so great to watch you succeed and grow. It's awesome. Anything? I'm just babbling. Don't want to watch this, do you? Questions? Nope. No questions. Okay. Good night. It's December. Get your marketing calendars ready for 2025. All that means, this is your homework. You're going to map out 4 quarters for next year. You're going to cycle those 4 quarters the same thing, the same way. External events, internal events, digital marketing, and referrals and gifts. So referrals and gifts, those are it. I want you to think about that. That's how you're going to do every quarter. And you're going to keep track of this. What's your digital plan? How much posts are you going to make? How many videos are you going to shoot? And how often you're going to run ads? It should be consistent. Your ads should be consistent. You're going to map your 2024 statistics, and you're going to watch the 12-month calendar on when the highs and the lows were. Then you're going to overlay that statistic map onto 2025. And whenever there's highs is when you're going to rev up your marketing. So you catch it at the top of the mountain so that you rev up your marketing so that the valleys are not valleys anymore. They just stay, and you see this growth going up for next year. Otherwise, you're going to copy the same 2024 pattern and have a very similar year. Okay. Some people who left, the 2023 to 2024 transition noticed a decline this year. We knew it was coming, right? Because you didn't really change anything from 2023. So the high from 2021 and 2022, when people were spitting out COVID money, now has come to an end, right? And one last thing I'm going to leave you on. We have a new presidency coming in. Very rarely in American history do you have this situation where one president ran for 4 years, did stuff to the economy, then got to sit on the sidelines for 4 years, watch what went wrong, and then gets to come back in. That very rarely happens. They usually lose and don't come back in. So whatever happened in your business between 2017 and 2021 is going to happen again in 2025 to 2029. Here's your chance to really run this up. And, Sean was talking about this a couple of weeks ago at a seminar that I was at. And it makes sense. You can predict what's going to happen. I know what happened 2018. Well, we didn't start in 2017. We started in 2018 through 2021. It was glorious. It was glorious. So now you can run this again, knowing that that's the base, that's the tax write-offs you're going to get, that's the tax systems you're going to get, that's the business, that's the economy they're going to run here. Here's your chance. Here's your chance. Everyone warned me when I moved here in 2017. It was just when Obama was finishing up. They're like, it's really tough to build business in a Democratic run presidency, especially during the Obama years. He did a lot. There's now Obamacare, all this stuff. Like, he changed the map for healthcare, right? So you can't disagree with me on this. This isn't about left or right. This is about economy. So here's what's happening now. So I'm leaving you on that tidbit. Here's your chance. I'm going to keep tapping you. That's all I can do is just tap you on the shoulder. That's it. I can't do anything else. I can't run your practices for you. Here's your chance. If you're like me, in the second half of your career, this is where you make your retirement in these next 4 years. I mean, I'm serious. This is it. This is where you double down. You go at it. You stay healthy. You expand, you do whatever it is that you've been meaning to do. Here's your chance, because it's going to change. We're not going to get a very similar type thinkers back again in 4 years. So it's a glimpse of opportunity as far as economy goes, healthcare goes, and people spending money. The confidence is going to come back. That's it. I'm out. Have a great week. Stay well. Take care. And if you have questions, I'm here for you anytime you need me.